I love this. There is a conspiracy theory spreading like wildfire right now that Taylor Swift is actually angling to end up running for president in 2024 because with the timing of her Eras tour, she is making a comeback in the US late October 2024, where she is either going to promote all of her fans to go vote Democrat, or she's going to be telling them to vote for her by then. And you would think that maybe this isn't possible because she's only 33 right now. She's not old enough to be president right now. But if she runs, she will be 34 by the time she's elected, hypothetically, and 35 by Inauguration Day. So she actually would have a chance to become president of the United States.
This is Laura Loomer's
Trump.
This is Laura Loomer's post from yesterday.
Like, do you want to just dive into this?
Looks like everyone is now reporting on the story I broke a week and a half ago. I told you there was a political operation taking place.
So Alyssa Farah Griffin, who used to work for the Trump administration, is a host on The View, and she seemed to confirm this. She said, "This ends in one way. We are all Taylor Swift fans," and speak for yourself. "To be honest, if Donald Trump looks like he's going to win, she's just going to need to get in the race and defeat him once and for all because she's probably the only person who can."
No, it's kind of no. What it is though? It's giving the same energy they have whenever they threaten Michelle Obama as a candidate, where they're like, the only way they're going to win is if they bring in Michelle Obama. That's always
it could be a Michelle Swift.
Yeah.
Ticket? Do you think Taylor Swift would be more likely as a VP?
Why would she do that? Why would anyone do that? It's a horrible idea.
Here's the thing. Taylor Swift is, if she doesn't run for president, it's not because she can't or because she doesn't have a winning chance, but it's because she doesn't want to, because being the president would suck and not make her any money.
Here's Laura Loomer's post.
Yeah, the real theory here is that she has made a deal with the Soros family, who initially were involved in the purchasing of her music that she lost the rights to. So if she tells Gen Z to go get registered to vote as Democrats, they will give her the rights back to her music. So here is Laura Loomer's post. Has Taylor Swift made a deal with George Soros and Alex Soros to get the rights to her music back in exchange for Zoomers getting registered to vote Democrat against President Trump ahead of the 2024 presidential election? Gen Z plus Taylor Swift equals Gavin Newsom in the White House. The only way Gavin Newsom gets to the White House is if people with influence start normalizing his radical policies like vaccine mandates and late-term abortion. Gavin Newsom is 100% backed by George Soros, and he is the nephew of Nancy Pelosi. I didn't know that. In his old age, George Soros has turned his political empire over to his son, Alex Soros.
There's a $20 one here from the ninja from Pop Culture Planet, not Popcorn Planet. Alex Jones broke this story 3 years ago, he said.
The one about Taylor Swift running, or about Taylor Swift making a deal with the Soros family?
Okay, probably about her making a deal with the Soros family.
Because it was public info that the Soros family bought the music. Yeah. But yeah, so she said last week Taylor Swift registered over 40,000 voters with a single Instagram post, most of them Zoomers.
Yep.
She's decided to engage in an anti-Trump tirade in which she's using her platform to make abortion and fear-mongering about divisiveness the number one issue to get people registered to vote.
She doesn't need to do that. Abortion has already the midterms last year already proved that topic was a huge one.
Her post about getting registered to vote was at least theoretically bipartisan.
Yes, but we all know that her voting demographic. Yeah, there's a $20 one there from DCNC.
You read it, please.
Okay, it says,
I can't
there's
see
a yearly poll at an alternative radio station in Australia. In 2015, the populace trolled the vote to get Shake It Off to number one, was leading until disqualified on a technicality. Lesson, Swift 2024, absolutely possible. And we've made the point recently, like, it just seems like there's been a coordinated effort on all sides of the media to raise her profile beyond just that of a mega pop star.
Yeah, into a seemingly a world leader.
Yes.
Of some kind. Now she's dating Travis Kelce, who signed with Pfizer to push COVID vaccines to millions of sports fans and Zoomers. I'm not going to get into the rest of that sentence. Kelce embraces anti-American values because he kneeled for the national anthem in 2017. Taylor Swift also launched a world tour, and after she travels the world this year, she's coming back to the U.S. right before the election.
Thank you. Hold, please. We may end up having to have Taylor Swift as president, but at least we'll still have crisis parties.
I mean, I'm like, you know what? This country is such a joke already. Fine. Taylor Swift 2024.
Oh
Go
my
right
God.
ahead.
President Barbie.
It's literally President Barbie. Like, fine.
I want her to, like,
don't
what's
need
going to
it.
happen is she's going to get pissed. She's going to nuke Russia, and then she's going to play the song Anti-Hero, and it'll all be fine.
Now we got bad blood.
Wait, no. Does that mean will she write songs about political? Like it'll just evolve her songwriting.
She's gonna write songs about Putin and Kim Jong Un.
Yeah, like she's in her world leader era, and then we'll have to have songs.
She's gonna make breakup songs about Xi Jinping.
Like every I
love
like it would be great. Like sure, democracy is our country's kind of a joke, but that's fine.
This is perfectly fitting for a late stage empire.
Can she do it? Where it's like, look, just only Taylor Swift is big enough to take on both the popular vote and the electoral college this time around. She's going to win those swing states. Like Florida does Florida go for Taylor?
Says she's spending 3 days in Miami, Florida, the last week of October in 2024, where she'll likely make a big push to get people to the polls.
Again, she will claim bipartisan.
Of course. Florida is the largest swing state in the nation and also happens to be where Ron DeSantis signed a 6-week abortion ban. The Eras tour that Taylor Swift is currently on is supposed to be a tour featuring all of her albums. However, she has lamented in the past that Alex and George Soros bought the rights to her music and her first 6 albums when Scooter Braun sold it to a private equity firm tied to the Soros family for $300 million. Do you think that they're in their efforts to beat Donald Trump in 2024 and destroy America, that George Soros and Alex Soros would have made a deal with Taylor Swift to help give back her rights to all of her albums as long as she helps Democrats get elected in 2024?
You know what my favorite part of this is? Okay, so you know how there was this meme going around when Biden took office where they put the pride flag on the front of the White House with the 2 American flags on either side. I like the idea that when Taylor Swift gets elected, she a live, laugh, love flag just kind of unfurls in front of the White House.
She's gonna film music videos in the White House lawn.
She'll have to get a dog that doesn't try to kill everyone like Biden has.
This is the natural conclusion of
the empire
feminism, really.
Also, in a lot of ways, I really do think somebody needs to write a story about how in the future, thanks to social media, we've been talking about how awful politicians are for years, but we're about to come up on an age where the only people that can win elections will be celebrities.
So play this TikTok, because I found a TikTok where a guy basically predicted this before anybody else did earlier this year.
Oh, also, I wanted to point this out. Taylor Swift Eras Tour passes $100 million in advance ticket sales. That's insane. Do you understand?
Pre-orders, yeah.
That's insane.
Beyonce could never.
No.
Beyonce could not win president.
Here we go. Hold, please.
Taylor Swift could be the president of the United States. The only thing keeping her from it is possibly...
This was from May.
Yeah.
The Constitution. Possibly Article 2 of the Constitution. Hear me out, okay?
Hold on, there's a $20 one here from Burgundy Blue before we let this guy cook, which we will do.
Yes.
It says, lol, this Taylor Swift conspiracy theory is actually insane. Speaking of politics, what are your thoughts on Kevin McCarthy being removed? Personally, I know he didn't live up to the promises, but this was a huge strategic blunder. Look, it's made for good fodder for Trump. Other than that, I don't know. Matt Gaetz seems to know what he's doing, but I don't know. Do you have any thoughts on it? Does it interest you?
Zero thoughts on that.
I do know that all of this stuff makes me think these days is there's too much infighting. You can make the argument that the Democrats are, fighting along lines of are they even going to run Biden in 2024 if he can drag his old ass to the fucking to the ballot box? I have no idea, but I don't feel like there's any type of coalition building going on the right because Trump is such a force.
Well, ironically, as this guy's about to point out,
Yeah.
Biden pulled the same thing that Taylor has the opportunity. Basically, Taylor Swift has the opportunity to do the funniest thing ever.
Yeah.
in
I
this
do
situation.
wonder, Burgundy Blue, what your thoughts are on if you think Jim Jordan should take the job. But it would be funny to have Trump do it for 90 days just to see him get a second government. Wait, so here's a question. So I know, like, if you serve in government in any fashion, right, you get a pension. Like if you get elected to Congress or the Senate, somebody in the chat can correct me if I'm wrong on this. I could be wrong on this.
Even lower.
Even if you just serve one term, you get a
Yes.
pension forever.
Yeah.
I love the idea that Trump becomes speaker and then use the pension to.
You also get health insurance.
There you go. It's great.
Yeah.
It's great. All right, let's listen to this.
First thing you need to know is that video I stitched earlier, that is from Philadelphia. Last night, Lincoln Financial
I want
Field,
his shirt.
where the Eagles play, baby. And they have 70,000 seats in that arena. She's doing 3 shows. 210,000 people bought seats to this weekend of concerts. There were still 20,000 people outside the stadium just listening and dancing. That's the pull this lady has. Hillary
Oh,
Clinton.
there's a second $20 one here from DCNC. I didn't see this one. Swift stands up to be inaugurated, and Kanye steps in saying, I'm going to let you finish, but Michelle Obama is the greatest candidate of all time.
All time.
So, I mean, we talked about this. We said, like,
Yes.
the greatest thing we could do right now would be Taylor Swift, Michelle Obama, Donald Trump, Kanye West.
The only thing better than 2016 could be this. Like, I have something to look forward to again. This is why they say... I'm not going to say that. Never mind. That
Okay.
can be said on YouTube.
Okay, here we go.
Clinton, when 2016 was in Philadelphia for the Democratic National Convention, 3 nights they were there. Were they at Lincoln Financial Field? No. Where were they? They were at Wells Fargo Center, next door, like an 18,000 seat arena, because they couldn't fill Lincoln Financial Field because they're not Taylor Swift. Donald Trump's always talking about his big crowds. Donald, when have you ever sold out a fucking stadium, baby? You've never done that. You do airports. You do Cessna airports. And you have a merch line 4 hours deep, Donald Trump? Do you? No. Taylor Swift had a 4-hour-long merch line the day before the concert series even started down in Philly. The day before it started. I have never seen this many white women in one place in Philadelphia.
It is fair to point out that in America, white women overwhelmingly vote Democrat anyways. So, you know, the
So
best you
she's
could
got
say
it
is,
in the bag.
So, well, what you would say is that it would probably bolster attendance. It would, like, the number of women that would actually go out and vote would be higher because they would all make freaking TikToks on my way to vote.
If Taylor Swift is in the Democrat primary, then would she win?
Against Gavin Newsom? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're
I do.
sure of that?
I probably, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe not. I mean, I could be wrong. What do I
Who
know?
knows?
Who knows?
And I regularly used to go to brunch and farmers markets. The only thing stopping Taylor is possibly Article 2, Section 1, Clause 5 of the Constitution. Because as all Taylor Swift fans know, she was born December 13th, 1989. Which means on Election Day, Taylor Swift will be 34 years old. Election Day 2024. And Article 2 states you have to be 35 years old to be the president. Now, Taylor could argue that, hey, you have to be 35 to be president. Doesn't mean you have to be 35 to run for president. Because on January 20, 2025, she will be 35. And you know who proved that you can do that? Joe fucking Biden. Because Joe Biden ran for the Senate when he was 29 years old. But you have to be 30 years old to be a senator. And Joe Biden won the election when he was 29, and he waited to be sworn in until he was 30. I'm dead serious. So Joe Biden proves that Taylor Swift could run for the presidency, and her crowds prove she'd probably win. She would most definitely win. Oh, they're going to throw mud at her? She took down Kanye, okay? Where's Kanye right now? Huh? Where is he? Exactly.
I mean, Kanye took himself down. She didn't take down Kanye. Kanye took himself down. This is my favorite conspiracy theory in ages. I love it.
Yeah, and the last point he makes here is the most important.
Everyone-
If she were to run for president and win, she would be losing power.
Yeah.
She has more power as a figure in pop culture than she would in office in the
Absolutely.
most powerful position in the world, technically. Also, people were giving slogan ideas. Taylor Swift 2024, Make America Shimmer Again. I thought like Make America Begin Again.
Oh,
Make America Gorgeous Again. It's MAGA.
It's
MAGA.
It's just, it's so great. I don't think she's gonna run. I don't think that's a thing.
I want the funniest timeline. I want to live in the funniest timeline, and I think maybe this could be a case of the most entertaining outcome is the likeliest.
Yeah. And
If you keep your hopes up, you know, or it's just going to be super boring.
I just don't. Now the more that I think about it, like, look, I don't know if like she may like everyone's focusing on the fact that she would bolster voters, but I mean, I still think there's plenty of people that she might split the vote on, like actual Union Democrats that might not be behind.
That's why
the
I
idea.
said she would just hamper the Democrat vote because she would split them.
Yeah, and then we will get great videos of like.
Then she would guarantee Trump winning.
That would be
so everyone
amazing.
wins.
Like, yeah, there's probably enough people that would just stay home because they're like, look, I'm not voting for a 35-year-old pop star. I'm not doing a 34-year-old pop star.
And she doesn't really have an education.
Look, and I will say that, like, look, a lot of times one of the things a president has to do is know how to hire the right people and take advice from people smarter than them. And she has done that very, very well. She has somebody like her does not exist on her own. It takes hundreds upon hundreds of people to make Taylor Swift work. Beyond just her talent and her charisma. So assuming that she hired the right people, maybe she could do the job. I love the idea. I don't care. I just want the Taylor Swift Putin breakup song. Like look, finally she's like, look, boots on the ground in Ukraine.
What do you think
she just becomes a dictator?
Us having Travis Kelce as the first gentleman? The first gentleman.
No, she'll make sure to be single. She won't get married. She'll make a point to be single while in office.
Ugh.
She'll do that, and then she'll write her breakup songs about the countries she cuts off from aid. Maybe that's what she'll do. She'll be really petty.
Yeah.
And she'll nuke Russia because they cheated on her in a dream. And it'll be great. Here's the thing. It is something that I find interesting that even though Democrats are the ones that seem to always rub elbows with celebrities, celebrity politicians seem to be overwhelmingly right-leaning, right? Like Trump is a politician, and then Arnold. I mean, Arnold's not really a right-wing person, but he technically was a Republican when he was governor of California. Obviously, Ronald Reagan. I'm sure people can name tons of other ones.
I think the reason for that is if you're a leftist in Hollywood, you have more power as just a mainstream celebrity. But if you're a conservative in Hollywood, you're already getting blacklisted by your industry. So you kind of have to make a pivot anyway.
Yeah.
So you're more likely to go from entertainment to politics as a conservative rather than the other way around.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.